Hello everyone. Today I'll be presenting our project titled Personal Cost of Living Dashboard. This project is aimed at addressing a very real and growing problem. The difficulty people facing in managing personal finances in today's uncertain economy. Let me discuss the project overview with you. Uh, yeah, in the times of inflation, rising rent, and volatile prices, many individuals, especially students, working professionals, and families, struggle to make informed financial decisions. Existing tools often lack personalization and don't offer real time, location specific economic data. That's where our dashboard comes in. Our solution is a personalized Android application that not only helps users log and track their expenses, but also lets them understand how their spending compares to local cost of living indicators like food prices, rent, and inflation trends. It brings together budgeting, analytics, and economics all in one place. Now, let me discuss the key features of the app. The app includes several key features. First, it has a clean and intuitive visual dashboard that shows your budget, total spending, and remaining balance at a glance. Second, it offers smart expense entry. You can easily add your spending under categories like food, rent, or travel, and the total update automatically. Then we have interactive analytics, which allows users to view their spending patterns over time and by category through dynamic charts. Another important feature of our application is inflation insights. The app shows how changes in grocery, fuel, and other prices may be impacting your expenses. Finally, it offers personalized guidance. Based on your spending habits and your location, the app gives practical tips and financial insights. Now, let me share a data module. So, uh, it starts with data collection through user input like expense title, amount, date, and category. In the future, we are planning to integrate real-time external APIs for things like rent or inflation. But for now, we are using mock data. The input goes through the pre-processing where we validate data, making sure the values are positive, dates are formatted properly, and categories are standardized. For instance, if someone enters groceries, it's mapped to food. Now, our next step in the data module is data storage. And for that, we are using the room database, which is an SQLite based local database that supports offline access. Every expense is stored as an entity with fields like category, amount, timestamp, and location. Then comes the analysis and logic part. The system aggregates data weekly, monthly, and by category. It detects trends and compares them with mock inflation data. Finally, in terms of UI output, the dashboard displays total budget data, interactive charts using MP Android chart, and offers inflation comparison as well as smart alerts and financial tips. Now, the backend module will be discussed by our team lead Shankar Punati.
Hello, myself Sri Jayashankar. Now I'm going to present the front end module of my project. Mainly the front end, the platform that we are using is Android Studio to build this app. Mainly we use Kotlin and Jetpack libraries like view model, live data, and navigation room in this project. These are the tools that we are using. The key UI screens that we had our dashboard. This shows the budget, spending, and balance with visuals. Add expenses, we can add the expense in this page by category and date. Analytics page shows how much you spent by the time based by using an MP Android chat library in the Kotlin file. Next, we do have inflation page where we compare expenses with mock inflation data. As the inflation data for the APIs is cost some money, we went with the mock data for this approach. Next, we have settings page where you can set the budget, switch theme, manage preferences. Like design and UX follows the material design, and we use constraint layout and card view recycler view for the UX. When we are coming to architecture, we follow MVVM for clean separation of UI and logic. Uh, and next, coming to backend module, we created a room to store the data that we got from the user via the app, where we enclose the data in a room database by using and accessing through some SQLite queries, stores all the expenses entries including amount, category, date, and description. This enables offline access and fast read and write application on it. The repository pattern acts as a middle between UI and database. This encapsulates all the logic for accessing data sources. Like we are using like an expense view model uh, Kotlin file that acts as like a bridge between UI and database, makes code base modular and testable. And next, we do have view model plus live data. Uh, the backend logic updates the UI automatically using live data from the user input. The view model maintains the state during the configuration changes and helps it to decouple the UI from business logic. And next, we do have mock data integration. As I've said, that inflation data and some other APIs cost a much to integrate that into the system. So we went with the mock data so that we could like give a simulated data on what we know and how it works. Next, we have hard-coded or JSON backend for mock data sets. We map to the UI for insight of visualizations. Next, I'll show you uh, the the project programs and what all we have done, what we have reached through multiple Git commits that we added. So this is my project where I'll be running the project to show you a quick demo of my application in the Android Studio. But before that, I'll show you that here we store all the data. This repository has an expense repository where the data is being before getting into the database, the data which is given by the user is set by the expense repository, and the expense DAO access the data objects from the database. Data handling logic is done by expense repository, and when it comes to UI, there is like we have separated the UI for different pages. Like this is for ad expense, and this is for analytics, and this for dashboard history and inflation. Now you can see that the view model is bridging the data between the backend and the fragment that we are using, and the fragment is used to connect to the UI that we have developed, like the XML code that we have for this. The XML code and the layout is designed in in Android Studio by multiple Git commits, where we work together in making different commits. Like design is done by one Likya, and the data is being managed by Meghna. So this would help me to work on a multi-dimensional project before hand by using the GitHub, using it. And this is the code that we have for different pages. Like if you see, this is for fragment add expense, where you can see, and we have some resource files like a drawable where we have all the gradient and all. So we got our app. So this is the dashboard page where you can see the budget that we've set for this month, and the total spending of this month is $1,020. The remaining that we have is $480. These are the recent transactions done by us. Like it shows the Hibachi Grill and housing, that the money that we spent over there is just mock data. Nothing to worry about it. And there you can see the add expense page that we opened, where you can write here the price of what you've spent, this here the description, and here about what you've done for that expense. And then when it comes to analytics page, we show the like a pie chart where it shows how much we've spent on daily basis. And so here, let's go to the analytics page. In analytics page, we differentiated each category by how much we spent on this month, where it shows different colors for the different category that we've spent. And this is just spending trends. We don't have much data that we put into this app. Like we've not used this app for much. We've just been trying building that. And we have smart insights that you could see in the future work that we have done. And here you can see the expense history that we have built. And then in this inflation page, you can see how much inflation is been increasing on the room rents. So we have different options like gas price, electricity, and average rent, grocery index by 7.4%. This is just a mock data because we don't have the access to the real APIs. And then we have the settings page. You can set the monthly spending and change the currency, and enabling the notifications, and of course dark mode. Yeah. And this is my application that we collectively built over the time. You can see all the git commits that we have done over here. And from now, my friend Meghna is going to continue.
Yeah. Now on the DBMS model, the structure behind our database, we use Room, a modern wrapper over SQLite. It provides a simple way to interact with the database using Kotlin classes and annotations. The architecture follows a clear pattern. Entities represent the data structure like expense and entity. DAO defines the SQL queries, insert, delete, filter, etc. The database class acts as the main access point. We store all our user expense details like ID, category, amount, and data, and also mock inflation data for comparison. Key features here include persistent storage, data is saved even after app restarts, offline first design, no internet is required, and thanks to live data, the app instantly reflects any data changes in the UI. Together, the backend and DBMS module creates a reliable foundation for strong retrieving and analyzing expenses in a way that's fast, user friendly, and scalable. Thank you.